Property is a large area composed by several teams. One of them, for example, is with the contentious matters regarding property. This is real estate disputes. In real estate disputes, they will deal with anything related to litigation to properties. We have another area that deals with the non-contentious matters, which is the transactional side of property. And this one is subdivided in smaller teams depending on the different areas of property. For example, one team will deal with residential matters, which is the development of housing that any family can purchase in the market. Another team will deal with later living and care, which is basically housing for seniors. Another team will deal with commercial property, another one for student accommodation, construction, and so on. There's also another team that deals with planning and environmental matters, which is the one where I'm working currently. And in this team, we will deal with the permits that you need for building or modifying a property, and also any environmental related concerns. I work at the planning and environmental team, which is part of the property team. You might be wondering, what does planning and environmental has to do with property? And the thing is, there are many links between my team and the property team. On the planning side, for example, the connection is a bit more obvious because you need to obtain a planning permission if you want to build a house or a property in general, or modify this house or property. So our team will check that all the permits are in place that will allow this construction or modification to be done lawfully. Also, if there's any heritage issues regarding the property, then you would need also another kind of permit called the listed building consent, which our team also can review. On the environmental side, the links might not be that obvious for someone who is not part of the property area, but there are several. For example, if your property is next to a river, a lake, or a flooding zone, then you might have flooding issues which will affect the owner's ability to obtain insurance for that piece of land. Another example would be regarding contaminated land. You may be asking yourself, why should I be interested in property? What's the interesting part of this area of law? Well, from my personal experience, property is quite a big area. If you work in property, you have the chance to work with several types of industries and several types of large and small clients. This will give you a wide area of choice and the opportunity to work with multiple types of individuals. So if you want to go for an area where you're not going to do the same type of work over and over, and where you're going to have different experiences with different clients, well, this might be the one for you. If you're considering a career in property, then here are some tips that might help you. First, know your market. The market in Manchester can be different from the market in Liverpool. So knowing the details of the market where you're planning to work on will help you a lot. My second tip is that if you haven't chosen your path at this moment, do not worry. Property is a big area. Property is not just about buying and selling houses. For example, just look at me. I'm an environmental and planning solicitor. However, I participate on a daily basis on the property team, providing support to all their transactions. While I do not know the exact details, details of the property contracts, I will provide support on the environmental and planning areas of this on a daily basis. This means that if you have not chosen what you like at this moment, then, well, you might be able to find it in property,